Hola, Geek fans! It's time again for a Jacob Watches. And what did I force the Jacob to watch this week? I forced him to watch The Proposition, a 2005 film directed by John Hillcoat, starring Guy Pearce, Ray Winstone, a bunch of other actors. This is an interesting movie because it's a Western, but the twist is it takes place in Australia. You know, same time, as the American West, the 1880s, 1890s, somewhere around there. And it's about Guy Pearce. He used to be in a gang, and his brothers are still out and active, and they want to get his brothers. And I guess kind of like sort of a redemption mission.
Yeah.
He actually goes to go find his brothers.
Yeah.
And all kinds of shenanigans ensue. Jacob, what did you think of this film?
I had some mixed feelings about this movie. I enjoyed the beginning. I thought like how it started out with the shootout was really cool, and how like when we get to find out like what the movie's really about. I love stories like, especially in westerns where they go on a journey, and it's not just a journey to find a person or a thing. It's a journey of like self-discovery,
yes.
kind of, and that's really what this movie was. But I thought that it didn't focus on that enough. I thought that it had other stuff that was distracting from the main story, especially the captain's story. I did not like his story that much. I thought that had the better acting of the two. Like not that Guy Pearce and John Hurt, who was in it, he was really good. Not that they had bad acting. I just thought that the captain's story had more to work with, but that's not what I was interested in. I was interested in Guy Pearce's journey, going to find his brothers, and then they go back and just mess everything up in that town. And that was my favorite part of the film, was the ending. But why would you recommend this movie to you? Like, what did you like most about it?
I agree with you that the captain storyline I wasn't particularly interested in, even though I did find a lot of the scenes in it to be really good emotionally. Yeah. But it wasn't my draw. I liked the Guy Pearce, this guy, this outlaw, this man who's done a lot of horrible things along with his brother, though once we meet his brother, we learn something about his past. His brother is a very dominant figure, who's smart, who knows how to manipulate people, who knows how to control people, who knows how to get people to follow him. So you feel some sympathy. You're like, okay, he was under this guy's spell, right? Just like all the other people in his crew. And now he recognizes that, and he wants to do something about it. But what most was interesting to me was probably the setting. Yeah. I like westerns and historical dramas, but this was in Australia. Yeah. I mean, at one point they have Aborigines, and they play the role of the Indians basically. Yeah. They have like these tropes, but now it's down under. Yeah. So I found that really fascinating, just the topsy-turviness of it all. But the story, I liked the way it was shot. I thought it was beautifully shot. I love looking at the outback.
Yeah, that was another one of my favorite things about the film, was how it was shot. It was beautiful.
I mean, there's numerous scenes where they just like show the outback.
Yeah.
And like they're obviously just like, ooh, it's pretty, and it works. It's really cool.
Yeah.
The side story was a little distracting, but I really like how everything came together at the end.
Yeah.
And just kind of mayhem ensues at the end. It's really brutal. It's really emotional. When the gang comes to the captain's house at the end, they basically take his wife captive. There's a lot of interesting characters. Like each person, I think, is very well formed. You don't learn too much about him. Take for example John Hurt. Yeah. He's only in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
This is the bounty hunter John Hurt. But immediately you get a sense of who he is. Yeah. Same with the one of the henchmen for the brothers. He's just this crazy psychopath that just doesn't care about anything, right? You get a good feeling. And the younger brother, who they tried saving but they don't, he's got some mental problems. He's lost in the world. Even the captain. You all get a sense of who these people are right away. And one of the reasons you do that is because they play into those caricatures, those stereotypes from westerns. Except now they're in Australia. So I like that. That's why I liked it. I thought it was creative. Yeah. Like, let's do a western, but let's not do it in the American West. Let's do it somewhere else.
Yeah. I did like that part that I was in Australia. It gave a cool feel to the movie that most westerns don't have. Right. But my main complaint was that it was just kind of a boring movie, I thought. To be fair though, I did watch this on Thanksgiving after I was trying not to fall into a food coma, but so I was like falling asleep during the middle. But then interesting things like keep happening like throughout the movie, like when he got hit by the spear, and then that one scene, that immediately woke me up. I was like, whoa, like, what's going on here?
Right, because he came out of nowhere, and then the guy that hit, threw the spear at him, he gets his head blown off.
Yeah.
And it cuts to black or something.
Yeah.
It's like, what just happened there?
Yeah, and I was like, I'm interested. But then it slowed down again. And then I was just like, okay, yeah, same boring conversations. Because there are movies that I feel like it can be like all in like one room that people are just talking, and it's completely compelling and everything. But I felt this movie just didn't have that magic, I thought. But I still did like a lot of things about it. The feel of the movie, the acting, the mayhem that ensues at the end. that whole like last like 20 minutes of the movie were just fast. Were just awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it ended on a high note. Yeah. See, now that you're talking to me, Jacob, I'm thinking that I did the classic thing where you focus on the end. When you do anything in life, the end matters a lot. How it ends can affect your view of it. Because some of these problems we had, like I'm remembering that the captain character was kind of like all right, I don't even want to see him. I don't really care what he's doing. I want to see right. I see what you're saying. And there were a couple scenes like with him and his brothers. They're just sitting around talking about something.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like they're there like filling time, waiting for the thing to happen.
Yeah.
Right. It's like obvious. Like something's gonna happen. But now we got 5 minutes to kill, so let's talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I can see that now. Jacob, what do you rate this movie?
I still like it. This is a positive score, so don't hate me. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. It was still an enjoyable movie, but I just had too many problems with it.
I really liked the film. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I agree with a lot of your complaints. I think this also has this is a big personal taste thing. I really like the history part of being in Australia. By the way, they did a good job on that, on getting the setting right, like historically. Like it's so neat. Like at one point they have camels pulling because they had imported some camels England then. So it was cool. How they had these little touches that I like. But still, 4 stars. Jacob gives it a 6 out of 10. Still go watch it. If you like westerns, you should watch it. A modern western, you should watch it. Jacob, what are you gonna force me to watch next?
All right, we're going. I'm doing my classical thing. Just giving you a really cool drama. I'm giving you The Usual Suspects. It's a heist movie. It kind of put Kevin Spacey on the map. It put Bryan Singer on the map as a director. It's a really good movie, so that's what we're going to do next time.
So stay tuned for me watching The Usual Suspects, and this has been Geeks at the Movies. Woo!